So we're diving into this idea of bridging the gap between digital native tweens and adults, a whole conversation about how emojis and echoes, it's like two different languages, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it's fascinating. How do you see that digital divide playing out in everyday communication?
Well, you see, it's not just about having access to technology, it's about the cultural fluency. Today's tweens live on TikTok, Instagram, and Discord using, well, emojis and memes as if they're a second language. Meanwhile, their parents and even many teachers are sometimes struggling with even basic texting lingo.
Yeah, right, right, that makes a lot of sense. So it's like the language evolved and now we're trying to catch up?
Exactly, exactly. And that evolution of language, where clear traditional text is mixed up with quick visual cues, can lead to a whole kind of miscommunication. It's like when a string of emojis meant as humor is read as anger or disrespect by an adult who isn't tuned into those cues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that causing some real tension. But what about the schools? How are they handling this cultural shift?
Great question. There's this significant shift where institutions have pushed so hard on STEM, emphasizing technical skills and standardized testing, that they sometimes neglect the broader discussion-based learning that could, help bridge this gap. It's almost like, well, it sidelines the humanities and debate, which are so crucial for interpreting these new forms of expression.
Right. But don't you think perhaps administrators have a point? I mean, focusing on job ready skills is important too. How do we balance that with the need for richer critical dialogue?
I get that, but think about it as two sides of the same coin. The Netflix miniseries Adolescence, really highlights those moments when a simple emoji misunderstanding escalates because adults don't
Mm-hmm.
get the digital shorthand. And if you don't nurture critical dialogue, we end up with students who can't really articulate their complex ideas, whether in discussing social issues or even technical problems.
So then, censorship and self censorship become inevitable, right? Students might avoid real discussions for fear of backlash.
Absolutely. There's this case of a disputed essay on censorship itself. Students feeling they have to sanitize or moderate their opinions because of strict admin policies or peer surveillance. This whole dynamic stifles creativity and
Yeah,
genuine debate.
I see your point. But isn't there also a protective side to these policies? I mean, in a way, they might shield students from harmful content.
True, true, but it's a delicate balance.
Mm-hmm.
When the measures are too heavy handed, they actually silence the very voices that need to be heard, both students and teachers. My own experience and the cases from adolescence suggest that when you allow some form of controlled dialogue, it leads to richer, more authentic learning.
It sounds like the ultimate goal is to integrate digital literacy with critical discussion so that both sides understand each other better.
Exactly. It's about mutual understanding. We need to embrace dialogue that respects these evolving forms of communication while still grounding students in rigorous analysis. That's what can really bridge the tween adult divide and transform education into something inclusive and dynamic.
Right on.